Hey guys, SuperHorrorBro Mike here, and in today's video we are checking out a brand new trailer for Poppy Playtime Chapter 2, which is titled Mommy Longlegs Commercial VHS. Now of course Mommy Longlegs is the new antagonist for Chapter 2 after Huggy Wuggy was defeated in Chapter 1, and it seems like this video is basically going to be the introduction to Chapter 2. It actually says underneath the video that this is the intro to Chapter 2, so if people want to go into Chapter 2 spoiler free, then don't watch this video. But for everyone else, we're going to watch this today and we're going to react to it, and then after I've reacted to the trailer, we're actually going to break it down what we see here. And there's also 10 new screenshots released by the developer Mob Games, which look at Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 and show us some brand new environments. And these are going to go up with the Steam store page, which launches very soon, so you'll be able to wishlist the game if you want to do that. It's also worth noting that all of this information comes from the official Discord server for Poppy Playtime, so I'll leave a link to that below, and if you want to go and hang out on the game's official Discord server, you can go and do that, and keep up with all the news firsthand as you will see it there on that server. But with that said guys, sit back, relax, and let's react to Mommy Longlegs Commercial VHS. Tape's gone in. Oh, and this is actually, guys, if you remember, the image we saw the other day, which we analysed, of the sort of storage room. Oh! All the kids playing with Mommy Longlegs. Oh my god, she's so stretchy, what the heck? Down the slide. This is actually cool, this is like a proper 90s TV commercial. She's really stretchy. Look at that. That's actually creepy though. Oh my god. That's the animation they're gonna use, isn't it?
She's having fun. The new Mommy Longlegs from Playtime Co.
Wake up, what the heck?
What's the time?
It's playtime. Okay, that's weird. Oh my god, that was creepy as well. What the heck? That was a clip from the chapter, right? That was a clip from the chapter, right? Yeah, these are all little clips from the chapter, but they're very dark. And there's Poppy. Oh my god, that was creepy. Poppy's face, and she said, wake up. So it seems like Poppy's definitely going to be going around with us in Chapter 2 in some way after we free her from her case. It says you can wishlist it now on Steam as well. That was a really cool commercial. So basically, instead of doing a regular gameplay trailer, they've made a very 90s looking commercial for this Mommy Longlegs character. In a minute, I'm going to go through the trailer and break down what we've seen, but I just want to say first of all, I thought this was really well done. It definitely had a really cool 90s-esque feel to it. They nailed that. It felt like a legit advert from the 90s. And I really thought the way Mommy Longlegs moved was like really freaky. I don't like spiders, I don't like fast-moving things like that, so that really creeped me out. And I think you'll agree when you see the screenshots, which I've already taken a look at, that they look really, really good. So everything I've seen so far for Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 has me quite excited for it. So I am definitely hyped to see how this turns out, but we're going to throw over now to my analysis. I'm going to quickly look at the trailer and also break down each of the screenshots. So at the very beginning of the video, we see this image, and this seems to be a screenshot taken from Chapter 2, where we can see Mommy Longlegs hanging in the warehouse. We had a better quality version of this release on Mob Games Twitter, where we could actually see in more detail what's going on here. So do check out that video if you want an analysis of this portion of the video. After that image leaves, we have this short clip where it says Playtime Company Archive, Mommy Longlegs, February 2nd, 1991. So this toy actually was released in 1991. It's quite old now. And let me tell you, as somebody that lived through the 90s, this really does have the vibe of a 90s era TV commercial. So I appreciate that because it's quite nostalgic for me to watch this. You can see the kids are playing with the Mommy Longlegs action figure. She's very stretchy. They're basically pulling her all the way across this park that they're playing at. She's more stretchy, I think, than any toy would actually be in reality, but there you go. It is a fictional game with fictional characters in it. The narrator's basically saying that the Mommy Longlegs action figure twists into any kind of shape you'd want to, and you can actually see a piece of animation. I think this is actually an animation that's going to be used in the game where Mommy Longlegs sort of runs towards us, and it looks super creepy, but I think with that we get a glimpse of how she's going to animate, how she's going to look when we encounter her in Chapter 2. And if they've got the animation just right, just how it looks here, when she's, you know, kind of walking about the level, it's going to be really, really creepy. Way more creepy even than Huggy Wuggy was in the first chapter. It really spooked me when she kind of ran towards the screen like that with a stop motion look. So I can't wait to see how that actually translates into gameplay. The narrator of this commercial also mentions that Mommy Longlegs loves watching us play, and this is something we have seen teased in the previous trailer, that Mommy Longlegs is going to be watching us while we have to do all these different tasks in her playroom. She seemingly wants to play with us and she will be watching us at all times. That's something I previously theorized might be happening, where Mommy will be in like all the rooms we explore in Chapter 2, watching us try to beat her different games, and it seems like that is going to be exactly the case, judging by what this commentator is saying during this commercial.
A new playmate! It's been so long.
At the end of the commercial, the screen sort of glitches out and we have Poppy saying wake up. She keeps saying wake up until finally we see her face, and she says it one last time and it goes to the end of the commercial. This seems to hint that we're going to pass out at some point and we're going to wake up with Poppy either controlling us, you know, infiltrating our mind, or just teaming up with us to venture into this dangerous area where Mommy Longlegs lives. We don't quite know why she's going to do that yet. We also get a few brief clips of the level, but we can't make out too much from those. It's just kind of little sneak peeks of it. But as you'll see from the screenshots in a minute, we get a much better look at the level when we go over those. One last thing that is interesting to take from this commercial is the screen at the end, which shows Mommy Longlegs in her box, and there's actually like a little pose of her waving as well. It says at the bottom, do not expose elastic plastic to extreme heat or freezing temperatures. So this is probably a hint that in order to defeat Mommy Longlegs, because I do think we'll probably defeat her at some point during this chapter, something's going to happen where we have to expose her to hot or cold temperatures, I think, in order to either escape her or defeat her, which is going to be probably a cool set piece, I imagine, in Chapter 2. At least that's what I'm kind of thinking based on this little bit of information down here. But that's the trailer analysed. There wasn't too much to take from it. It was basically a look at the animation that they're going to use for Mommy Longlegs and some little tidbits for maybe how we're going to defeat her and how she's going to show up in the game. What is more interesting right now is that you can currently wishlist the game on Steam, or you will be able to very soon, and with that they're releasing some new screenshots which we have to go over in this video today. So the first one is this sort of train station area. We've seen this before in the trailer. You can see Mommy Longlegs cobwebs all over the place. She's really taken over this area. It seems a bit darker than it was when we saw the shot in the trailer, so I do think that maybe this is before we get the power onto the area. Once we get the power on, we probably have to get on the train and actually ride it around or something. But to get the power on, we're gonna have to explore the area and probably find power points to get it all up and running, pretty much the same way we got from place to place in Chapter 1. You can see in this second screenshot an area where the factory is pretty much just falling to bits. There's this huge chasm there. It seems like people haven't been here for a long time. It also seems like some seriously messed up stuff happened here, with the toys just ripping parts of the factory to bits when they went on their rampage. And you know, this maybe was even the work of Mommy Longlegs herself. But something bad has happened here. It's caused this massive hole to appear, and as you can see at the top of the screen, that little yellow and black bar is where we're going to have to swing to. It's going to be a grapple point to get us across. You probably remember from the trailer that was released recently that there is grappling now, and that's basically all this image is showing us, that in order to get across here, we're going to need that new hand that allows for the grapple ability. Then this next image shows like a back room area with a train track running through it. This is obviously where we're going to be exploring once we get on the train, but it's not somewhere where general public would ever go. As you can see, there's like wires hanging down, the track right there in the middle without any sort of safety procedures around it to keep people from walking on the track. So this seems like a maintenance area and somewhere we're probably going to have to explore to turn that power on in order to get the train up and running, as I previously said. And maybe the train takes us to the playground area we've seen in most of the Chapter 2 footage so far. The next image shows Kissy Missy. I don't know if we're going to see her in this chapter, but we get to see a cardboard cutout of her, and she's in this sort of train conductor outfit. We can see at the very end of this long corridor, there seems to be a room with something kind of sinister in it lit up. I don't know what that's going to be. It's probably just going to be like some kind of PowerPoint we have to get to. But either way, this image is all really about the Kissy Missy cutout in the train conductor outfit, something that seems to be used as decoration around the train station area. This next image seems to show a mini game of some kind, and it seems to be like a factory production line where we have to make some new hands. So this is probably where we have to make one of the hands that we're going to be using to get about in chapter 2. Maybe that electro hand we saw, or the grapple hand. It seems like we've got a case full of hands at the far side of a room, and then buttons which give them different abilities perhaps. So much like producing the toy in chapter 1, this area will allow us to produce a hand which gives us a new ability. You can also see there is a TV and a VCR in the corner, which means we're going to get some new lore and probably a new VHS to listen to. Perhaps a new character will be introduced, who knows, but either way it's good to see the VHS tapes are back. Now the next image is something that we saw in chapter 1. This is actually the area we walk through at the very end of chapter 1. However, it seems they've upgraded the graphics a little bit here. It's got more detail to the walls if you look at them, and the lighting looks a little bit more sinister and a little bit more detailed than it did before. So it does seem like the graphics have had a little bit of an upgrade since chapter 1 now. At the very far end of the hallway, you can see Poppy Playtime's case, but it is of course empty because we freed her at the end of chapter 1, so she's no longer in there in chapter 2. She's probably going to be exploring with us, as I said previously. This next image is really creepy. It's like a blue corridor, and we've got either side of it that creepy caterpillar thing sketched across the walls. We got a brief glimpse of a caterpillar in the playground area. In the previous trailer, it seems like the caterpillar very much looks like a sort of long version of Huggy Wuggy. It has the Huggy Wuggy face on the end, which is like really creepy. And it seems like the body is just kind of endless. It just is able to chase us for as long as it wants. So if this art translates into gameplay, it's going to be something really creepy following us about, and I'm not looking forward to meeting it, to be honest. The next area shows another place we can grapple across, and of course a PowerPoint. There's not too much to say about this image other than the cabinets at the end kind of resemble those that you find in morgues, you know, where you store bodies. I hope that's not the case, but it could be. There might be human bodies stored in those cabinets. I mean, this could be about human experimentation, as we have previously theorized, and if that is the case, there may well be some cadavers in those lockers. The next image is just of a vent. There's not much more to say about this image. It just seems to be showing the claustrophobic environments we can look forward to, or kind of be apprehensive of, I guess, going into chapter 2. And crawling around in vents in games is something that really unnerves me personally. I have a bit of a claustrophobic side. I don't like tight enclosed spaces. Suffice to say, chapter 2 of Poppy Playtime is going to prey on some of my biggest fears, which I suppose is what horror games should do, so I shouldn't really complain too much. And now we've got the final image, guys. This shows a area which seems to be outside of the vent. So this is just before we go into the vent. Seems like we have to go through the vent to get to the other side of this gate. However, if you look on the other side of the gate, you'll notice that there are stretchers and beds with straps on them. It seems like an area where people were restrained, and there are also doll heads in there. So maybe this is where people were restrained and then their souls were transferred into the toys. We don't quite know how the human experimentations worked out yet, but it seems in chapter 2 we're going to get more information on this, and this definitely seems like an area where bad things happened to the factory workers in the name of science. We'll see more when chapter 2 drops, but either way, that's all I have to really say for this last image. With that said, guys, that is my analysis of the trailer for chapter 2. It's also been my reaction to that trailer and a quick look over all of these new screenshots. Sorry I couldn't script this video and do like a in-depth look at it today. I've just got a lot on at the moment, so I wanted to do a quick video just to give my thoughts on this stuff, get it out there. With that said, if you have enjoyed this video today, remember to leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for more videos just like this one, and I will see you all on the next one.